Hello and welcome another Matsu Miners post-game show. Hunter Warning joined by Ben Taylor and a doubleheader sweep of the Anchorage Bucks, and that means the Matsu Miners stand 4 games ahead with 5 to play. How big was it to get these wins today?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, they're all big at this point, and regardless of who you're playing, and we just gotta keep coming out and competing and get performances like we did out of our 2 starters, and the guys got to roll the pole and swing the bats, man. And we did that really well today, all the way around. I think we did a good job with all 3 facets of the game, and clicked pretty well. It was a lot of fun to be a part of.
I do want to go back to game. It seems like a long time ago,
Yeah.
but Juan Castro. From the booth, it didn't seem like he had his best stuff at all times, but he made big pitches when he needed to.
Yeah, I think his stuff was a little better at times than it showed. He threw some pretty good borderline pitches, man. He was around the zone. He was around the zone most of the night and kind of battled through some stuff. And I thought he was fantastic. I thought it was really gutsy. And sometimes being gutsy is better than being super sharp all the time. So that was big for Juan and for our club.
Absolutely. And offensively, it's been a lot of small ball as of late, but not so today with a couple of big home runs to left.
Yeah, it was nice to hit a couple of balls out of the ballpark, but, we've had to create some opportunities for ourselves, and we've had to try and take advantage of some opportunities. And, we're at that point in the year. If we got to bunt a guy over, we'll bunt a guy over. We got to try and steal a base, we'll try and steal a base. I mean, it's at this point, it's about trying to win ball games and doing everything we can with every guy and every resource we possibly have. So it was pretty fun to see a lot of different guys contribute tonight.
You did, and there were a lot of guys, especially in that first game. You saw a lot of people get moved in and out, pinch runners and pinch hitters and all that kind of stuff, especially Andy Thomas, a big pitch hit RBI.
Yeah, but you got to go back to Brooks in the 4th inning when he tied that thing up. I mean, we kind of bet the house on the ball game there. 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Brooks, pinch hitting for Marchena, and Oscar does a heck of a job every night. And Brooks came through with a big 2-strike knock to tie that thing up, and then Andy Andy doing the same thing. I mean, it's pretty awesome when you push your cards on the table and the guys are so keyed in and they respond like that. I mean, it says a lot about their character and how locked in they are.
All right, and tomorrow you've got the Anchorage Glacier Pilots in another doubleheader. So. Best of luck with that tomorrow.
Tomorrow, a little bit earlier. Another good day at Herman Brothers Field, man.
That's right. So, Ben Taylor, thanks for coming up here.
Appreciate you.
We're going to be right back. Troy Wisniewski will have our player of the game after this. Welcome back into the post-game show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Calvin LeBrun in here today, and no, we are not going to roast you. We're just going to ask you normal questions about the game.
Thank God.
Calvin's a little squeamish ever since the Behind the Dish came out, and some people think he's a mean guy. He's a great guy, and he had a great performance today. 7 complete innings, 0 runs, 3 hits, and 6 strikeouts. What was working for you today, Cal?
Yeah, I think we just had a really good plan going into the game to kind of mix up speeds and, move the fastball in and out and just kind of keep them off balance. And we did Coach Matt really did a really good job of calling a game and just keeping them off balance and not letting them get too comfortable.
Yeah, the bats were really coming alive today as well on offense behind you. In 2 games through 14 innings, 16 hits, and they came in timely fashion. A lot of runs being scored, actually outscored the Bucks 10-1. What was that like, having that support?
Oh, it's great. When you get a couple runs to work with, it allows you to be a little more aggressive with your pitches and just a little more comfortable out there and a little more confident. And just you just got to make pitches and, let the defense work a little bit more. So
yeah, and your defense was limiting the errors today. They have been a little shaky as of late here in July, but today kind of kept that to a minimum. How good were they for you?
Oh, they were outstanding. We had some great plays in the outfield, some great defensive plays on the infield. Just they did a really good job. I felt really comfortable with our defense out there. I was basically, in those later innings, I was getting a little tired. I was like, just hit it and, let the other guys deal with it.
Absolutely. Could you talk a little bit about Elijah McNamee's 3-run shot? I mean, how fired up was he, and how happy were you for him?
He was pumped, as he should be. That was a bomb, and that was really exciting for our dugout and just for our team to kind of give us some breathing room going in the last couple innings, and just play ball and have good defense and make good pitches and win the game.
Yeah, it looked like you guys were having a blast out there. How much fun has this summer been? I mean, you have a lot of teammates throughout the league that you're playing against, but not only them, how much fun is it to just grow closer with a whole different group of guys this year?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Like, this is probably the closest team I've ever been on, just like how quick we bonded together and how comfortable we are with each other and just how much fun we have in the dugout. This is by far the closest team I've ever been on.
Well, that's good to hear, and I don't have to ask you what the most Alaskan thing that you've done so far is, because you've already answered that, and I've already given you enough grief. So, Calvin LeBrun, Miners take both games. The first one 5-1, second one 5-0. Outscore the Bucks 10-1 in the doubleheader and get 2 wins. Now stand at 4 games ahead in first place, ahead of the Bucks. Calvin LeBrun, our Napa Auto Parts Player of the Game. Thanks for coming in, Cal.
Thanks, Troy. Thanks for having me.
Tune in tomorrow.